Black Lives Matter movement. Sound familiar? Well, it's been making headlines all around the world, and the entertainment industry has decided to dip its toes in and make a political statement by taking down any television series and movies that perpetuate any sort of racism or slurs and that are deemed offensive. Well, how did we get here, and why has this suddenly decided to happen now? Well, it's following an article that John Ridley, an American director and screenwriter, an Academy Award winner for his film 12 Years a Slave, ended up asking HBO Max to take down the classical film Gone with the Wind. Once the article was published, there was a massive social media uproar online that challenged Ridley on his request. People argued that it was monumental in terms of giving the first African-American woman an Oscar. But then Ridley challenged that notion and said, well, it perpetuates slavery, and also it contributes to the ideals of white supremacy in America today. HBO Max listened. They took it down and instead have opted to put a new disclaimer in at the start of the film. Through adding this new disclaimer, some change should be warranted and can be, especially when anyone can just watch the film on Amazon, for example. So taking the film down completely doesn't really do anything. Since removing Gone with the Wind, Netflix Australia followed in removing Chris Lilly's famous comedy TV series such as Angry Boys, Summer Heights High, Jonah from Tonga, and We Can Be Heroes. They also removed Little Britain and The Mighty Douche, which were comedy series as well, for using racial slurs and blackface. It can be quite challenging for certain television series that have comedy in them, as some mock racism and some are racist. So crossing this fine line can turn into an argument into who's allowed to tell these types of stories, especially when you have American director Spike Lee, who directed Do the Right Thing. That was a film challenging police brutality and used many social slurs as a political commentary. Film expert Scott Ruxenborough agrees that it's a step in the right direction that we are finally providing disclaimers and removing offensive content online. What we need to do now is create more narratives with new stories, new characters created for Black people to give them a platform to tell their stories and for audiences to listen along with them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.